Hello traders, welcome back to the YouTube channel. It's Mabi from Trailblazers Trading View, and in this video I will be explaining my thought process across major currency pairs, which is like the weekly forecast. So without wasting much of our time, let's get straight into it. So starting with AUDUSD, and on the daily time frame, what can we see structural wise? I can see the fact that present market structure is obviously very bearish. So we had this higher low that made this new higher high. Then since then, this low took out this one, made this pullback, a rally, pullback, a rally. Then what makes sense to expect is a pullback and a rally. But to some extent, we can't actually predict where the pullback is going to come from here on the daily time frame. So let's go straight to the 4-hour time frame to see where it makes sense for price to pull back to. So here on the 4-hour time frame on AUDUSD, we can see that price has been very bearish from here also. That lower high made a new lower low than this, and price built this sort of liquidity, this sort of like trend line liquidity that traders will be looking to sell here from, but they got invalidated eventually. So price built this liquidity pool from here, then a new drop. Price took out this liquidity pool with this candle. Then price has been making series of lower highs and lower lows ever since then. So now here on the 4-hour time frame, what supply zones can we see? What supply zones make sense for price to retrace back eventually into? I can see this one from here. I can see that one there. I can see this one from here. Now I call them valid supply zones because they broke structure at one point and they had clear imbalances just after the zones I picked. And if you want to know how to pick valid supply with demand zones, I've made a video. You can just check the playlist under the educational playlist. Yeah, the video a video is there explaining supply and demand in depth. We had a break of structure from there, then a break of structure from here also. We have this zone here, we have this zone also. Now let's go down to the 1-hour time frame to see. So here on the 1-hour time frame, what can I see? I can see that price broke the structural point, but what is the clear supply zone to pick out from and watch or study the reaction if price will eventually reverse from there in the future? I can see this clear supply zone from here that led to this break of structural point. So at some point, I know that okay, now that I have multiple supply zones, I can't just randomly put my short position or set my limit orders on these zones. I'll wait for price to tap into the zones, then wait for my lower time frame confirmation entries. And if an entry presents itself on this POI, why not take the trade here? So now let's go to the 30 minutes to see if there is any type of short counter trend we can eventually see before the main move happens. So here on the 30-minute time frame, you can see that price has been obviously bullish to the upside because this was the last lower high that made this lower low on the 30-minute time frame, and since then the price has been making series of higher lows and higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher high, then a pullback, higher low, then a new higher high. So what makes sense here on this time frame is for us to expect a new low, then a new high. Then maybe when the high forms into the supply zone, we can look for our lower time frame confirmation entries. And when we get that from either of the supply zones that I picked, either this one or the ones to the upside that I pick. We can look for get a sell trade, then maybe hold till it gets to some point here. So here on AUD I'm anticipating a move like this. Now let me select this demand zone properly. Demand zone here. So we can expect something like this on AUDUSD. You can expect a pullback to this demand, then maybe get a buy trade during London when the market opens, then maybe a new sell, and yeah, maybe a new lower low. Like I said, maybe we can't actually predict what the market will do. We rather just react to what we are seeing. So this is my prediction on this pair. Or if price does not retrace back to the demand zone, or it touches the supply, we can see a sell trade. Then if we get in a sell trade from the supply zone, this will be the first take profit target. So that's my view on AUDUSD. I'll be analyzing just AUDUSD, EURUSD, and GBPUSD. So EURUSD. Now, if you're in my Telegram channel, if you're in the public Telegram channel, you know that EURUSD is my favorite pair to trade. It's my favorite pair to trade here. So you won't actually mind these markups. I'll rather just explain my outlook on this pair. As you can see, it's obviously very bearish. EURUSD has been bearish for a while now, very bearish. So what makes sense is to look for sell trades, obviously. And that is not to say we can get into like buy type of trades, but it's counter trend and highly risky. So here on EURUSD, we can say that we are having this series of lower highs and lower lows. Then we had all this type of sideways movement here, and a new lower low. So what makes sense is to expect a pullback, then a drop here on the 4-hour time frame. Now let's go to the 1 hour to see what makes sense. Sorry for that. So here on the 1 hour time frame, what makes sense to look for? Now all these are trades from last week. Let me delete them. These are trades from last week. I should have deleted them before now, so I'm very sorry. I'm wasting time. So EURUSD on the 1 hour time frame, I'll clean this chart later on. But let's focus on present market structure. We can see that we had the break of structure from here, BOS, and there was this clean supply zone that led to the BOS. This supply zone. Now to the 30-minute time frame to see what makes sense on there. So here on the 30-minute time frame on EURUSD, what can I see? I can see this liquidity pool that price has just built. Trendline liquidity, obviously. Because trust me, there will be traders that will be trying to sell immediately the market opens tomorrow. they'll be like, yeah, I can see this liquidity here, and and yeah, they'll try to sell those retail traders that don't actually understand what the market is doing. They'll try to sell, and eventually, I'm very sure that price will eventually take this liquidity pool out. But I've seen price do that over and over again, and yeah, that will be what they'll be trying to do. But I can see this liquidity pool from here, so I should be expecting for price to tap into maybe this um supply zone, or if we are to look at at this present market structure, we can see that price broke structure to the upside from here. Break of structure to the upside, and price created this demand zone from here. So I should be expecting for price to either retrace back down to this zone, then get a buy trade and exit here. Or if price does not follow this particular analysis and it eventually takes that liquidity pull out, you can just tap into here, then maybe a drop back to the zone. So this might be on EURUSD, and the next pair, which is GU. GU is the next pair. Okay. Now on the daily time frame on GBPUSD, we can see that GU and since GU and EU moves like I think they move correlatively here. It's in a very bearish trend also. Lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and all sorts of things. So basically, you're expecting a pullback, then a new low. Let's go to the 4 hour to see what makes sense. So GBPUSD on the 4 hour time frame, I can see this supply zone here. Supply zone. I can see this one also. Break of structure from here. Now, if we are to look closely here on GU, we can see this sort of liquidity pool. Obviously, retail traders that will be trying to sell on this trend line type of thing. Then price took them out. Price took them out from here, then made a new low. So these POIs are highly probable because it took out liquidity, then broke structure, left imbalances just after the zone itself. And here also I can see this sort of liquidity pool on GBPUSD. Your retail traders that are trying to sell from here tomorrow or whenever price gets there. But let's see, since this is the 4 hour, let's go down to the 1 hour to see what price is actually doing. So now on the 1 hour time frame, this is a clear supply zone too. This is a clear supply zone. Break of structure. what the fuck was that thing? Break of structure from here. This supply zone right here. We have this liquidity pool. Now in this type of scenario, I'm usually always very careful. And when price taps into the zone, my entry model is obviously the same thing, but I'm always very careful because of we have this liquidity pool sitting just right here. So you can get a sell trade from maybe this zone. If price respects this POI, then maybe a pullback to some area around here. Or if price doesn't respect this POI and it eventually just blows up, then you can get a sell trade from either of those zones up there, then a pullback. Let's go to the 30 minutes to see if we can get a counter trend type of trade. So on GBPUSD, on GU, I can see the price is bullish. We have this demand zone just right here. So then we have this break of structure from here. Then a new break of structure. Demand zone also. So we can either see that we can either see a rally, then a pull, then a drop, or we can see this type of thing, or we can see a drop, then a rally to this supply, then a new drop. But basically, we can actually predict what the market will do, but rather react to what the market is telling us it wants to do at the moment. So yeah, that is the weekly analysis on across AUDUSD, GBPUSD, and EURUSD. If you find this video informative and helpful, ensure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, turn on your post notifications, like the video, leave a comment, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Take care and trade safe.